Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 17. You just reminded me, and I almost forgot it already. I am
You
just the
got it.
worst.
17.
I got it. Yeah, I know. I just saying I almost forgot it, and that made me sad. Um, on this week, we will be covering Midsummer, a movie recommended by one of the viewers.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't remember who.
yeah, that's mean.
Sorry.
That's
I
so
mean,
mean.
it's
I'm gonna say something, and while I'm doing that, you can pull up his name because it's just nice to say who it was from. Um,
oh,
this
oh,
movie is incredibly violent and graphic, and definitely don't watch this unless you're at the age to watch an R movie because oh my god, it is
yeah,
something else.
surprisingly so.
Yeah, we have watched weird movies and disturbing movies before, and like The Lighthouse that we've talked about on the podcast. But this is just on a different level. And if you are not good with gore and stuff, do not watch this movie, but rather listen to us talk about it. Or if you've
Yeah,
already seen the movie, please listen to us talk about it.
I think it was Skylar. I think Skylar
No,
mentioned
no, Skylar
Midsummer.
did not mention this movie.
Well, then I don't know who it could.
Wow,
Maybe it was Ashlyn. It might have been Ashlyn because I know Morgan wanted us to watch Titanic.
Titanic. Yeah,
Yeah, so it could have been that.
we are just the worst. We're terrible people.
Well, it doesn't save on Instagram.
I don't know why. I
Oh, I
think it
don't
was
know.
Ashlyn. It could have been Steven too. One of the
Oh, could
two.
have been Steven. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, check out Steven's music stuffs.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
posted it on our story a little bit ago, but it's ST Music official, I believe.
Yeah. Steven's the best. Even though I've never really talked to him, but I know he's the best because he's helping us with our podcast kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is quite nice.
Yep.
I'm sure everybody else appreciates it too.
Yeah. Taryn Prezell, one of her friends, actually talked to me about that today. He said that he was just casually listening to us while he was playing Call of Duty. I thought that was kind of funny.
Nice.
Yep.
That's
And he
kind of
said
funny.
he said you have an amazing announcer voice.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Taryn.
And also he said that your mic was really nice, and I said I have the same mic, and he goes, "Damn, I don't know what's up then."
Oh. He goes, damn. Uh, Taryn, if you're listening, remember that one time me we went to TJ Maxx to pick up certain things from Angelina. We waved at you and you didn't say anything, but that's all right. Anyway,
You hold so many grudges.
I just want to bring that up.
Because didn't
Sorry.
you also bring up either to me or on the podcast, I think last week, when we talked about this movie and I mentioned my brother and you said, can you talk to Austin about how I kicked his ass at Smash and he just so happened to forget who I was the next time?
I do. That's literally the only thing, which is funny because it's ironic because I don't remember anything about your brother,
I
but I remember that. So it's a little hypocritical of me, but you
No, that's
know.
that is really hypocritical of you. It's kind of funny though. Oh my golly.
Does he ever
That's
listen?
was it podcast?
Yeah.
He listened to part of the first one, but then he said, um, specifically, I tell him everything I say in the podcast, so there's no point for him listening. Because
Well,
like
fair.
I do
You might
talk
want
to
to
him
listen to
about
this
the
one.
movies because he does live in my house.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't he say he hated this movie?
Oh yeah, big time. He
Yeah.
said he walked up to me and said, Zach, this is without a doubt the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And he looked at me and Austin's really, I was gonna say, you know how Austin's serious, but you don't. Austin's very
Yeah.
serious a lot of the time, and he looked at me and he said, "The worst, I promise you." And I said, "Okay, nice."
Interesting.
He told me that before I watched the movie too, so I was really excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure you were just so thrilled to
I,
watch
I
this.
was thrilled. I was like,
Yeah.
"Yep." Uh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say let's transition into talking about it, and then I was going to ask you about your opinions on the movie. But before I do that, I do want to say my overall opinion of this movie because I think it is very important to understand like
Okay.
my
Yeah.
actual feelings towards the movie. Like I could go through everything I pointed out about the movie. I could do all that stuff, but I don't think I would be able to properly get my feelings towards this movie away.
Okay.
So just give me a minute, okay? This
Okay. Go ahead.
movie, okay? I had
Yeah.
to stop myself from taking notes about a third way through because I realized that if I just kept going at the rate that I was going, I would have like 30 pages. But
Yeah.
at the exact same time, this is just a terrible movie.
Okay.
It is legitimately garbage, and I never want to watch it again, and I am very unhappy that I did watch it. It
Interesting.
was a
Okay.
total and complete waste of my time.
Interesting.
But in the same note, I will never forget it, and it was incredibly made. I don't know if it's a good thing that I won't forget the movie, but I won't forget it.
Huh.
And with that
Curious.
said, what is your opinion on that?
I liked it.
Oh, what the fuck?
I don't know. I thought it had like a really interesting. At the end, it was just
I do have
kind
a
of a big
question.
metaphor.
Were you just watching the movie, or were you on your phone and doing other stuff while watching the movie?
I was mostly just watching the movie.
How the
Sometimes I would get on
hell?
my phone.
How the hell?
Really?
This
Were
was
you
the
like bored?
most boring movie I've ever seen.
I don't understand. We
I
must have a lapse in what we think is boring
the,
because I feel
Nothing
like every
happened.
time
Nothing
you
happened.
think is boring, I don't think it's boring. And every
Well,
time I think it's boring, you don't think it's
here's the
boring.
thing, okay? In my head, this is one of the best made movies I've ever seen. Like the cinematography, the the
Yeah.
tension and all that stuff and everything that was supposed to be like there in every scene is there and you can feel it and it's in that part it's great. But I don't
Yeah.
like you can't carry a movie about that because the plot is garbage. There isn't plot. It just happens.
Yeah.
And I hate
It's
that.
just an event
Exactly,
and
exactly.
how these people deal
And
with it.
I am very well aware that there is definitely a bigger story that if you pause the movie and like closely look at every little scene, you'll be able to piece it together and build a lore that might make sense in the story. But it doesn't work if you're just trying to watch it. I feel so bad for anyone who went to the theaters to watch this movie.
Really, I not that I would have wanted to watch it in theaters, but like I don't know.
I was scared for this too. I was terrified. I was like, I know Jack will like this movie, and
Yeah.
it'll be yeah. I don't know why, because your type of
You just
anything
have
is like I like action. Yeah, let's watch that guy kick his ass.
yeah.
But like, I don't.
I don't know.
What was so interesting about the it was just I, I can't even properly explain how boring it was. I was almost falling asleep through the entire film.
Yeah.
In
I think
at one
I
point in
don't
the
know.
movie, okay, I thought we were reaching the climax, and I was like, "Oh, cool! This is gonna be the end of the movie. Let's see how much time's left." And I flicked the controller. I was watching it on my PlayStation to see how
Mhm.
much time was left, and there was a legitimate hour left, and I just sighed. I was like,
Yeah.
"No, oh my,
Yeah. Yeah, that would have sucked in the theater.
yeah,
Because then
exactly."
you would have just been like, whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I think it tied together in the end, and that's what I liked about it.
It
Because
tied enough together that it I went back and forth. I like watching these movies in advance. Like I regret watching Moon the day of because looking back on it, there were stuff I could have talked about it more. I like since that day, I like watching the movies ahead of time so that I have a couple days to like marinate and
it's
what
like, yeah,
happened.
sit on it.
Yeah, and I've been ever since I watched this movie, I've been going back and forth on where the fuck I place it on like movie lists. Like if I had like a best movies of all time, all of I've seen, and ranking them from like one to however movies I've seen. I don't know where I play. I because in my head, I whenever I was watching the movie, I was thinking to myself, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen." There definitely is no movie I've I've seen that is worse than this because I was so bored. But there definitely are worse movies than this because the movie is incredibly well made. You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I wanted to find
I
where there's a little part where there's like somebody's face in the trees, and that was really cool. There's also you notice there was a not an unhealthy amount, but there was a good bit of like mirrors.
no, I actually wrote about that. I wrote about that. I
Yeah.
thought that was incredibly well done. I love the fact that they did. It looked so cool because every time that they do something in that way, it shows like a disconnect between the people in the mirrors and the people not in the mirrors,
Yeah.
and it's done in such a very nice way, and it's not exactly complicated, but so many filmmakers just don't do it.
Yeah. I'm sure it's complicated,
Well,
maybe.
yeah, obviously, because they got to find a way to make it so the camera's not in the mirror, you know?
Right.
And that's most of the reason why a lot of filmmakers just kind of avoid mirrors because that's a way to show the camera and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm
But
sure it's so tough.
yeah, yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
really
I feel
cool
like
looking though.
if they would have added any more, I would have gotten annoyed. But like it was just there were
It did
certain points where
not
I was
need
like,
to be two and
mirror,
a half
cool.
hours, dude.
No, I didn't think it needed to be
I
two and
did
a half
not think
hours.
that
I
in the
didn't even
slightest.
notice it was 2.5 hours actually.
Really? Because
I
I
knew it
noticed.
kind of
I
dragged
felt
on,
it.
but
You know,
I
I
took a
felt
lot of
it.
pauses too while
You
I was
did?
watching it. Like I
That
would,
makes sense. I did it in one sitting.
yeah, I would get up and I would eat something, or I think I got up and I would eat something, and then I sat back down, and I think I was like packing for a little bit, and then I came
I have
back
not
to
done
it.
that yet, which is pro. Oh wait, you're moving. I thought we moved. You moving tomorrow, so that makes sense that you're packing.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I just haven't
yeah.
been yet. I probably should get on that. It's fine though.
Yeah. No, I think that was. What did you think about the music?
it was it was a it was okay. Like I didn't have a problem with it. Sometimes it enhanced the scene. Sometimes I was like, this sounds unplaced and like
Yeah, I
probably
mean
the
it
one
did
that
that.
bothered me the most was the sex scene. I just was like, what the fuck is going on? From like
Oh God,
I
that
think
was
that
the
might have been
best.
done on purpose though, because in my head I was like, the music's so chaotic, everything is going on, is so fucking weird. What the hell is
Yeah,
going on? And I
yeah,
don't
that
know.
was definitely. Which is funny because there's like the two dudes jump off the cliff, and you're like, holy shit.
No,
But then there's
I
the sex
expected
scene,
that.
and that's the really holy shit scene.
I actually didn't freak out at the jumping off the cliff part because in my
Neither
head
did I.
I was kind of angry because I was like, how didn't they put this together?
Yeah, right.
Because they literally had a conversation about it like the night before where she was like, what happens to people when they turn 72? And he goes, we kill them. And then they started laughing. But then
Yeah,
literally the second we saw the two old people come out of that church, I was like, oh, so they're going to die.
yeah,
But
right.
they didn't. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
that makes sense though, because in the world of the movie, this is real to them. So they would never be like, oh my God, they're killing these people. They'd probably be like hoping for otherwise.
exactly.
I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense then.
But before going into, I'd like to get into the like talk about the gore afterwards, but
Hmm. We
for the
should do that at the
music
very end-ish, just in case anyone wants
and
to
ish,
skip it.
okay, we
Yeah.
can do that. But as far as the movie or not movie, I guess movie. As far as the music goes, uh, just at the beginning, I didn't really like it. I took a lot of note of it because
Hmm.
they were doing the horror thing where they play one really
Yeah.
long, annoying
Hmm.
string, and I was like, oh, please don't.
This
And
wasn't like
then
a horror movie though. I'm sorry, but that was
right,
yeah.
right. No, I get that.
Continue with what you're saying.
But later it started going to like a full orchestral thing. And I was
Oh,
like,
so it was
okay,
like a like an evolution, like it built.
right.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And so I was like, okay, this is it. I wrote music officially bangs. Like I was just really annoyed at the beginning.
Okay.
Because they every movie does that. And it's bothers me. But once they finished that and they moved on to the actual orchestra, it worked for the stressful scene of the, like her mom and dad. Uh, yeah, well, we spoil everything. Yeah, her mom and dad die. It's
What
like
do you?
I
Okay.
should say this.
Also, that is literally like 5 minutes into the movie, so
Yeah,
it's not exactly the biggest spoiler.
right, right. That's true. That was like a big thing, and
No,
that's
it
what.
wasn't. It wasn't a big thing at all. It just kind of happened, and they barely touched on it.
Yeah, it
She
was
wasn't
more of
even
how
all that
Danny.
sad.
Well, yeah,
She like
I
cried for a
think
scene, and then I personally assumed that there was a time skip because like
that's
she
what
was
I was gonna
fine. She
say.
was fine.
Yeah, that's what I know Ashlyn this is gonna be funny.
Okay.
I knew as soon as you said I hate it, I kind of laughed because
Yeah,
Ashlyn
cause
loves this movie,
yeah, yeah.
and because she talks about how, and at the end I put it together. At the beginning, I didn't really get it, but uh, it's definitely big on like grief and getting over
Yes,
not
yeah. No, I
like
got that
like
because
PTSD and everything.
every time anyone said family or something similar to that, she like would freak out.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so it's getting over trauma and all that, and towards the end I really understood because everybody else is dead, and everybody else kind of sucked, and these people never really did anything wrong to her, and then so she kind of pushed everybody else away, and she became the one on top,
Yep.
and she won,
Mhm.
and she
Kids
got past her
don't
trauma in that way.
please kids don't get over your grief by killing your friends.
Please don't.
Please don't. That is not
Just
what
don't be a
Jack is
sweetie.
trying to say.
Yeah. But it's in that way at the end. You don't realize it throughout the entire movie, but at the very end, you're like, oh, it's metaphor. And then that's it. Then
Mhm.
the movie's over. And so in that way, I was kind of like, okay, I'm okay with that.
Hey Jack,
But it did blow my mind
there are ways to get that similar metaphor across,
with
and
like a good plot.
that and a lot shorter.
For sure. If I were to complain about this movie, it would be that it should be shorter.
It is
And I think there's definitely
so
scenes they could have cut.
long. Like
It
even the
was, I
beginning
think
part
it's
of the
epic.
movie they could have cut because they don't really. It's like 20 to 30 minutes long before they even get to Sweden, and they don't do anything
Yeah. It's
except for
just
like
kind of
show
like,
that he's kind of a bad boyfriend, and
yeah.
also that his friends don't like. I don't even know because like it's not like they don't like her. It's just that I don't know. It was unnecessary. The
Right. And that was a bit of it, that nobody really hated each other, but they just didn't want it. The whole everything was bad. And it kind of all stemmed from her issues.
See, like, I
That
feel
sounded
like
bad,
to get
but
this, no,
you know what I
I
mean.
understand what you mean. To get the full grasp of this movie, I guarantee people will say to like Google it to understand the plot, like not just the metaphor part of it, but like the actual plot itself.
Yeah, and
But
the things that you miss.
if I have to do that for a movie, like I guarantee if I watch this movie again, I won't get what I'll get out of it if I Google it. That someone that has done like each frame they looked and they figured it out because of the 30,000 different paintings. That I don't care. I literally don't. Especially in a movie like this. There was an exception. I think there was a movie that me and you have seen that was I think done by the same person, but it was done so much better. And it's
I don't know who
Hereditary.
did this. Uh,
You good?
yeah, can you not hear me?
No, I heard you. I you didn't make a reaction whenever I said Hereditary
Oh,
because
no,
like
no, no. Oh, her, oh, I
I
didn't know who
think
you're
that the
thinking
same
of then.
like you can get the
I'm gonna talk
same kind of
over.
feel, but Hereditary was just done a lot better. Like I compared Midsummer to Titanic and Hereditary to a cruise ship. They are both like incredibly made, but one of them sunk while the other one keeps going. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I think Hereditary. I didn't really get a. Maybe I have to watch Hereditary again. I don't know. I
yeah,
didn't.
that was really chaotic when we watched that.
Yeah, I didn't get like a. The end of Hereditary, I wasn't like, oh, this means this. Whereas this movie, I was like, it's clearly a metaphor. But in Hereditary, I didn't get
Well, it
that.
wasn't a metaphor. Like we had the pause. Like I remember at the end of the movie, we like paused and talked about it. Well, Joel was talking basically. The you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
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 there were things we had to catch.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. And I thought that was fun. Like we were able to put that one together. I mean, granted, we did pause it at one point and read a book, but like you
Yeah,
didn't need that book to figure out the movie, and I thought that was cool. This movie, you would. I don't think you could get that same exact feel from it. And
right. Like you feel like you might have lost stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought the acting was really, really, really well done. Like every time
Oh
anyone
yeah.
cried, it looked real. Like I have a problem. Like it's crying and silencers that are always done wrong in movies, and it bothers me. Like
Mm,
every time anyone cries in a movie, it looks like someone just sprayed a little bit of like eye solution in their eye and it's just falling out. Like you don't look pretty when you cry. Like no matter who you are, like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
screaming. It's this movie. It's done really well. All the actors were so good, and I
yeah.
enjoyed them a lot.
And I would imagine a lot of it is not improv, but like sort of improv. Just because the
Like you
conversations
can't
flowed
script this.
so
It
well
just
and they were
felt so
so
much
real.
so human. You know, it felt
Yeah,
like you can't script that. I mean, you probably had like I want this to happen in the scene, and then they let the pros go at it. You know, I'm saying they're
exactly.
pros as
Yeah,
if I don't
it
really
felt
know any of
real.
these guys except for I saw Josh, the guy who played Josh. He is Cheaty from The Good Place. If you've watched that show,
No,
and
I haven't.
yeah, it's really good. I would actually recommend watching it. My mom loves it. She always has it on. I think she's watched it like 16 times. But then also the kid from the Maze Runner is in it. He's the one who gets turned into a scarecrow. Those are the only two faces I think I recognized in this movie.
Yeah, that was kind of rough.
I don't care about that.
And
They did a good job. I would like to see more people that I don't see very often because if they surprise me, then it kind of like elevates them as an actor, you know?
right, yeah. Oh, and the one dude, the main character that got burned, that sucked. That was like, holy shit.
Wait, what do you like the friend that was in the
No,
fire?
the dude in the bear,
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was
because they were like, you're alive, but you can't do anything, so you're just gonna sit here and burn.
yeah, did he feel pain? Like he
Well,
was
he
like
must have.
he was under some sort of drug. Like what if he I that would have sucked.
Yeah, like it was. God, that sucked.
Yeah, that wow, really. I think the guy who was literally had his back cut open and his organs pulled out and was still alive, I think that might have sucked a little more.
Yeah. Well,
Just
I mean, generally all around, they just kind of sucked.
yeah, just not much good was done by the characters in this
Yeah.
movie.
I want to know how they filmed the people falling off the cliff,
Yeah,
because
because it
that was
was
like,
and I actually I think they just made body doubles and threw them off.
you think?
I think I mean I'm almost confident that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
Because
And it's
like
just, it
in my
was
opinion,
so,
some of the gore you can tell wasn't actually real.
yeah.
Like, cause I don't know, it just didn't feel. It felt like someone was breaking a wax sculpture, but not actually wax.
Right, I get what you're saying.
hmm
Yeah.
Um, if I don't know if you noticed this, I don't know if this is a common thing, but at least in my family, we can't text our home contacts, and I thought it was funny because if you looked at her phone at the beginning of the movie, one of her contacts said home, and I was like, why would she be texting her home phone? Like, it's not a cell
Yeah,
phone.
that's, you can't really text a landline,
You
can you?
can't text a landline.
That's kind of silly.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
pretty silly.
that, like, I don't know. I did like how they killed off the people though. Like they didn't kill
Yeah,
off this stupid dude who pissed on the tree first. They killed off
no,
I
they
think his name was Josh.
yeah, Josh. I did they kill him? He was covered. He was something. He was the one looking over his body. Like he wasn't killed
Yeah,
off, but he was basically dead.
right. Yeah, they like I don't know. I know it caught me off guard.
That was the weirdest part of the movie, and it never, like, I didn't feel any sad. Like not, I wasn't creeped out by the. I don't know why they had that friend that pissed on the tree like stand over Josh's body and just like go ooh, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
why? Like that didn't come to any conclusion. Like I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. Just something more than just saying that they died off screen or he died
Right.
off screen. It was
Yeah, and then they all kind of stopped caring.
yeah.
Like
th-
they
th-
all got busy with other stuff and forgot that their friend is gone and definitely dead.
Friends, two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This movie felt like it was building up to something, and it just in my head never. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting something because nothing happened really.
Yeah.
Because
Like
after
I
this
don't know.
movie, they just go back to their. Actually, I was gonna say they go back to their normal lives, but their normal lives weren't changed. Like the people, the cult, nothing happened to.
Oh no, the cults. Yeah, the
They're the,
cults totally went
it
up.
was like a documentary.
Yeah. And then fucking what's her face? Now she's just a part of the cult, I guess.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's don't join a cult to get rid of your grief. That's not a good. Don't do
Yeah.
that. I the the boyfriend
It's a
at the beginning.
metaphor, it's not real.
It's a metaphor.
That's
Don't
what
do
we
this.
have to, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know. I'm sure there's yeah, I'm sure like you said, I'm sure there's more that
there
if I were to look
definitely is.
into it,
Like I
I could pick up.
guarantee it's something to do with the paintings because they had that really weird painting at the very beginning of the movie that just kind of like opened up to forest. Do you remember?
Mm,
Yeah, exactly. It was so weird. Like I wrote about that. I was like, what the hell was up with the opening scene? It just kind of was like a painting, and then it split apart in the middle, opened up, and then it was just a bunch of shots of I think the forest for like a while until something happened. I don't know. So that should have been cut, at least in my opinion, because that was like a good 40
yeah,
seconds of nothing. I know it's only 40 seconds, but it was 40 seconds that I could have been doing something else.
right. I get what you're saying. No, I kind of I get what you're saying. Like there's a good bit that could have been cut, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fair.
There's so much, but it's okay. It's okay. I thought that some of like the camera work was incredible. Like I always like good transitions in movies and TV shows and stuff like that. And one that I noticed was whenever she went like from the house into the plane bathroom, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
I thought that was really good because they even had the actress do what she would have done in like the other bathroom, but in the plane bathroom. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, it was it was well done in that regard. This is a really well made movie. It just the way I think like because that sounds hypocritical because this movie, if you watch it just for the fact like looking at all the different camera angles and anything done technically in the movie, it will be incredible to you. But the story isn't there, and I know I talk about all the little small details in movies, and I'm not even going to try to look in this one, which is, I
yeah.
guess, not good. But the problem that I have is that all the other movies that I look really deep into and find all the little small details, those also have good stories and
Right, like
also
it
are very
made you
entertaining.
want to.
Exactly. This movie did not make me want to go and look for the deeper meaning to it. There's nothing interesting about it to me because of how unbelievably boring the movie, the script, everything about it was.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Yeah. I also talked about how this is the daily life of PewDiePie because Swedish.
Fucking, I literally wrote in my notes, insert PewDiePie joke here. I
We
was
had
like,
to. Like it was by law you have to talk about PewDiePie in
yeah,
this.
that's hilarious. Yeah,
uh,
I don't know.
the,
Overall, yeah,
yeah, I will
I
never
get,
watch it again. I actually
yeah,
have a little bit more to talk. My favorite part of the movie was whenever the one throwaway character was just like, "Is no one gonna mention this bear?" And then they were like, "What do you mean it's a bear?" I actually laughed at that. I thought that was funny. You know, you remember
I
that
think
at all?
I feel like I remember that. I don't know.
It was just a
I
bear in a
just like
cage.
when,
It was unnecessary, but it made me laugh because it felt random.
well, the only thing that I remember making me laugh was
Austin
the one
Powers.
girl came in. Yeah,
Yeah.
damn it, Zach. Yes, the
That's my
one girl
next
came
thing.
in was like, the kids are watching Austin Powers. I was like, what
That
the
killed me.
fuck?
I was like, what?
Where?
Wait, that's what I was thinking. I was like, they don't have TVs. And I,
Yeah,
I also think it's funny how it took them like 2 days to realize that there wasn't connection to the internet.
yeah,
Like I was like, really? It took him until he Googled that one ritual that till he found out that there's no connection. It's been like 2 days. They should have known.
and they left that car in the middle of nowhere, by
They
the
really
way.
did. It's just gone.
And not to imply that I've done anything illegal,
What do you mean?
but they captured the bad trip very well. Like it was
You literally could have
accurate.
just said that and not. You made
What?
yourself seem more guilty.
No,
Yes, you did by going.
absolutely.
It's
I
like
didn't do
no,
anything.
it's like you run into
You can't
you run
pin it on
into
me.
like a jewelry shop and been like, "Yo, it's
Not
so
that I'm
weird."
going to
No, 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 no,
steal.
no, no, no. It's so weird that you just got robbed. I definitely didn't have anything to do with it, and then ran
Yeah,
away. That's what you sounded like right now.
yeah, but I didn't.
Okay, yeah. My
But
God.
they captured it very well, and it was
Uh,
pretty realistic. That's like, it's pretty on the nose. It
it
was
was
just,
cool.
she was just totally panicked.
Yeah, I liked how that started too, where the one kid was just like, "You guys are like my family," and then instantly she freaked out.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
cool. I enjoyed that.
And how the grass was like growing through her hand.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Okay,
Wait, never mind. I'm okay. I don't know what happened.
okay.
Every time that
Anyway,
that always happens. Every time anyone goes, "I'm gonna sneeze," immediately they don't have to sneeze. That's just kind of like how
oh,
life works.
oh, I thought you were saying anytime anyone brings up grass, you
Yep,
sneeze.
that's exactly what happens actually. Little
I thought it
known
was just
fact about
grass.
me.
I'm allergic to the mention of grass.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was kind of cool. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then it grew through her feet later, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird.
I
She did a
want to
lot
know
of
what they were
drugs.
drinking.
Yeah,
Like that was weird. That was
that
also
was wild.
also what the fuck was up about the fucking gross thing about how to make someone fall in love with you? I don't even want to talk about it. Like That just bothered me
Oh
so
yeah,
much.
yeah, and they
That
put
just
the little thing under her, or
yeah.
no, she put the little carving under his thing,
Yeah, and
and
then
he
that's
and
not the weird part, Jack. That's not what I was talking about.
was oh
Yeah.
oh yeah, I
That
forgot
was
about that.
that was fucking gross.
I just liked how Pele was like, oh,
Oh,
because
that
Pele was trying to get with what's her face.
yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
I
It
don't know.
was
I just remember Pele giving Christian was the main character.
Christian? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Well,
yeah,
not the
yeah,
it was the main guy character.
yeah. And he was like, Pele was like, oh yeah, she must like you. And he was like, oh okay, and just didn't bring up. I guess he was not with the girlfriend. I don't know. It was just kind of funny to me how Pele was just like, oh yeah, that's just a thing.
Yeah, that is like
Deal with it how
here,
you will.
you
And
can
it seemed, I
decide.
guess, inevitable in the end.
Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. It
Yeah.
was a weird movie.
It was a weird movie. I think that's totally acceptable to say.
My brother's least favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. And not your least favorite movie of all
It's
time,
it's
but not a
pretty
good one.
it's pretty down there though. I'm not gonna lie. If you asked me last night, I would have said it's the worst movie I've ever seen. But like,
Yeah.
there- I I, I want to say there's I can't name a movie, but I guarantee there's one that's worse. Maybe Cat in the Hat, the real life one. That one's a pretty bad
That's pretty
movie.
low.
That is a pretty bad movie.
Didn't you did I felt like we had a conversation about Pulp Fiction in the same way that it didn't go anywhere and you didn't like that.
No, I liked Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction was fun. It was
Okay.
fun. Like the plot wasn't all interesting, but not the plot doesn't need to be interesting as long as the movie itself is enjoyable. And I felt that
Yeah.
same way with Hollywood, especially the end of that movie. That movie's insane.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the end for sure
Yeah,
was fun.
it
I
was.
don't know. I
Kyle
don't
had a problem with Hollywood because he said that it didn't go anywhere. Like it was like it didn't have a goal. But movies don't really need to have a goal as long as the
yeah,
script, the writing, and it's just a fun movie.
it did have a kind of goal because at the end he got to talk with the famous
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, that too. Yeah,
So I feel like that totally did have a goal. I don't know. I thought Pulp Fiction did not have a goal.
yeah, not
Pulp
really.
Fiction wasn't going anywhere, and it didn't have to. But
The part that I did like
somebody was
about it was
complaining
how it
about
was a
it.
bunch of different stories that connected together and they felt natural, like whenever they were
Yeah,
inserted into each other. That was
and
really
that was
cool.
great. And that was I feel like that was a perfect, like swap for the plot because
Yeah.
that kept you involved.
Yep, I agree with that.
I don't know. Somebody was complaining about me that I was wearing my Pulp Fiction shirt, and they're like, I hate Pulp Fiction. I was like,
How could
why?
someone hate that movie?
I don't know. I feel
The
like it's
acting in it
just
is
it's cool
incredible
to
and
hate.
it's not cool to hate. Like it's cool to like that movie. That's why people
It's
like it
cool to
sometimes.
like it, but now everybody likes it. It's
Well,
one
I
of those
get
things.
that. That's kind of what happened with like The Office and me. Like I love it's a great show, but everyone watches it and is only
Yeah.
talking about it. I'm just like, can you literally watch a different show? It's like there are thousands of shows on Netflix. You don't just have to watch the one.
Oh, but it's not there anymore.
No. Good. People's
Yeah.
personalities can finally change.
Yeah.
And I guess that counts as
Yeah.
news, but everyone knew it except for me. We could move on to news now.
Okay.
All right. WandaVision. That is coming this Friday, episode
What's that?
1. The WandaVision, the one TV show with Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
That
I
comes this
forgot it.
Friday, the first episode.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan are back.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Jujutsu
So
Kaisen? That didn't leave though, did it?
well, it took a break. It took the same break that Attack on Titan did
Oh, okay.
for like the winter break
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah.
deal.
They do that sometimes.
Do you see the new? Do you watch Attack on Titan? Yeah.
I don't watch season 4. I haven't watched. I like
Oh
to
yeah,
binge. I'm gonna
yeah.
probably watch WandaVision weekly just so we can talk about that. But for anime, I just kind of like to binge them.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, then I won't say anything.
yeah.
It's a good episode.
Oh,
They came
really?
back
I'm
well.
excited. I know that the animation changed, but it still looks amazing. And
Yeah, I didn't notice that it was a
I
different
don't
one.
know what the hell happens, but I saw a clip and how the fuck did they evolve that fast? Like they have nukes now apparently or something like that. They went from like sword fighting in season 1 to fucking dropping nukes in season 4. Like don't tell me anything. But
Yeah.
in my head, that must have been like a fucking massive time skip. But if it was a massive time skip, then shouldn't Aaron and Armin be dead because they only have like 7 years to live after they eat the Titans or something like that? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. I'm excited. In anticipation for me watching the show, I bought a blanket, cloak. It's like
Oh
a
my
it's. You see it on
dude,
on Instagram? Do you see it
everybody
on
sent
Instagram?
those. Yeah, I
Yeah,
bought
that
one. I didn't see it on
you bought it.
Instagram. I just knew it. No, I bought one for Ellie for
Oh,
Christmas, and then her dad bought her one.
no
Everybody
way!
has one.
It's sick. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I got it because I was like,
Oh,
one, I can wear this for video games and it'll be comfortable as hell, and
yeah.
two, like I'm gonna wear this when I watch Attack on Titan season 4.
Exactly.
It's not my favorite anime, but like it has one of the best plots of any shows I've ever seen. We could talk about that next week.
Exactly.
I was actually hoping that I'm an idiot. I was supposed to talk about this at the beginning of the episode, but we could talk about it now a little bit in the news because it's kind of newsworthy. I want to
What's up?
do next week instead of going. Well, we were gonna have another break like a week before we got back into Marvel, but I want next week to be our anime episode where we just kind of only talk about anime the entire episode.
Okay.
So
Cool. That's probably good to get out then now.
yeah, I wanted the reason why I wanted to have it at the beginning of the video is because I was gonna ask people like what show, like what quick maybe 13 to 25 episode show that you want us to watch, and then you could like tweet at us or DM us, and we could
Mhm.
add that in for
I'll
next
put on
episode.
I'll put on my
Yeah,
Instagram
that works
stories
too.
too.
Yeah, and whoever's listening this far into it, they can send a little thing over, and we can talk about it, and we can watch it. Yep.
Yes. Yes. That's a good deal.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take care of that. And then I can't think of any big news. I the only thing was Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like that. Paul Bettany came out and he said he wants to play another character in a Star Wars movie. Hopefully not the
Okay.
character he played in Solo because I didn't like that movie.
Who did he play in Solo?
He played the main villain guy. Do you not remember?
No.
Completely understandable. It wasn't a good movie. Just throw it out of your memory anyway.
Yeah.
It's
All
fine.
I can. Oh no, Rogue One's different. I'm
Rogue One
thinking of.
is also a bad movie.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy that. I don't think anybody ever has remembered a single character name from that movie.
I know
There's Big
Cassian
Gun.
Andor now because of that they're making a TV show off of him.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I know there's Big Gun. There's the monk dude.
There's
I
Big
can
Gun.
remember that.
Big
Yeah,
Gun.
he's got a big gun.
He does got a big gun. That also goes to how bad that movie is. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't have a plot. Like, it doesn't turn into an actual movie, like enjoyable part. Like the first, how there's like 3 acts to a movie.
Yeah.
The third act is actually pretty good. I enjoy that. But like act 1 and 2 are just kind of there, and things just happen because they need to. And
Right.
there's no reason that any of these characters should hold any power except for the fact that they're main characters, and that's why they do everything that they do. And it really bothers me whenever things like that happen, and it just feels unnecessary. Like we didn't need that movie to happen, and people always yell at me, and they're like, "But it's super important to the Star Wars plot and lore and stuff like that. Like this is how they got the plans." And I was like, up until 2017 when that movie came out, we didn't care.
Yeah, we didn't need to know
We
it.
didn't care. We didn't care because all we needed to know was they got it, and they showed that in the opening crawl for episode 4.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's cool that they made a movie about it,
No,
but
it's not because the
like
movie's
you said,
bad.
well, I mean, it's fine that they made a movie about it.
Yeah,
Like
I
if
would
I
be
was
okay
like,
with it if they made a good one.
yeah, exactly. I well, yeah, I would of course be more okay with it if it was at least better, but
Yeah, I mean, I think
it was
people's
just
ideas get faded related to Rogue One because of the Darth Vader scene. Like people see that and go, "Oh my god, it's incredible!" But
yeah.
when out in reality, you have to watch like an hour and 45 minutes of the movie before you get to that scene.
Right. You could just Google that scene.
Yeah, you could literally just do that. Like
Yeah.
that actually kind of reminds me. People say that about One Piece too. Like they're like, "Don't worry, the show gets good in episode 700." I'm like,
Yeah,
I
literally
don't
say
I
that.
don't want to watch 700 episodes just to see it get good.
And I know most animes I watch, I have to just power through because I always hate the beginning, but
Yeah,
towards the middle I start to love it.
yeah,
But like,
dude, you should watch Bleach. Like the beginning
yeah,
really isn't all that boring. Like
yeah,
once they get into the, we could talk about this in the thing. I actually watched Bleach recently and I want to talk about it.
Yeah,
Kevin
well, that's
Feige
cool.
will not like someone asked him when Phase 4 is supposed to end, but he just is not answering. So I think that we have an infinite Phase 4, and we will never reach a conclusion of the season 2 of Avengers.
Just like One Piece. Oh,
Yep.
the the new Evangelion movie's coming out.
Yeah, I did see that. You excited? What is that called?
Kind of.
End of Avon or something like that?
New
It,
Evangelion.
it,
I
it,
knew what it was called. I don't remember.
Evangelion's done, right? And the movies are just kind of like arc recaps.
It's complicated. Yes, it's ended about like 3 or 4 times, if I'm correct, because there
Oh,
was the end of like the end was like people didn't like that, and so then they made a new end, and I think they made a new end, or it was like a different thing, and then the movies like this Evangelion 3.0 that's coming out, totally different.
I
Same
caved. I
characters,
caved, and I
same
went to
plot,
go read
different.
Berserk like you told me to. This is not the same situation. I will not watch Evangelion.
Really,
It sounds so complicated, and I don't think it's worth it.
it's really complicated.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I
I liked it.
I
I
have
thought
a
it was really
lot of
good.
Bleach left, and I have a very long list of shows to watch before I will even think about watching Evangelion. So I'm gonna do that first.
Okay, this is tough.
Huh?
Okay, Evangelion 3.0, you can parentheses not redo, and then there's Evangelion 3.0.1.0 or
What?
plus 1.0.
What?
3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon a Time. I think Thrice Upon a Time is the new one. I don't know what You Cannot Redo is. Welcome to Ava.
This sounds as complicated as the Fate series.
No, it's not as complicated as the
I
Fate series. I
was
can
actually,
tell you that.
dude. I actually was considering starting Fate Stay Night because I saw that Gilgamesh is still in it, and that made me really
Yeah.
excited. And I was like, I
Ooh,
love
that's a
Gilgamesh.
good fight scene too. No,
Yeah,
no, he doesn't.
don't
I'm
tell
thinking of
me,
somebody
don't
else.
tell me. Okay.
Well, I didn't watch all of Fate's Day Night. I wanted to watch a little bit of I don't know. There was one I remember seeing this one fight scene in like an AMV and
Uh
being like,
huh.
"Oh, I wanted to watch that show." But I don't know which one it's from. I thought it was from the one that we watched, but it's not.
Really?
Yeah, so I don't know
There
which
was
one
there
it's
was a
in.
Fate something that came out recently, and they said it was incredible. I think it might have been this year actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I have no
interesting.
idea.
Okay.
Um, my uncle who listens to the podcast actually watched Vinland Saga because of our recommendation, and
Yeah.
he loved it. And also, he told me to tell you that his acting teacher from UB will be in the new Dune film. He also played supporting roles in Devs. He said, which we have to watch because it's interesting.
Devs. Okay.
Yep,
We'll keep that. We should keep like a list.
we really got to because people do recommend a lot of shit to us.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll come up with something. Maybe I'll put it in the link tree or something.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
what you watching this week, Jack?
Comics.
What the fuck?
Um.
What was that?
Sorry. I was expressing my excitement for Dune.
Oh, okay.
I
In
just bought
one
a Dune
year,
Funko Pop.
you did.
Actually.
Oh my, the movie's not
Yeah.
even out yet.
Oh no, it's from the old movie.
Oh, okay.
Um. What have I been watching? I've been watching uh Iron Blooded Orphans, which is a Gundam anime
Uh huh.
that's on Netflix. Highly recommend
I don't like Gundam
anyone.
anime.
Well, luckily this one is it's just mechs. It doesn't really. No, it does take place in Gundam. It has a lot of the Gundam tropes. It
Well, I mean, it's not. It's
features
like
the Gundams, but
it.
like the Gundams are cool in this because they're old and they're much better than all the other mech suits.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
people are like, "Oh, that's a Gundam frame! Holy shit, that's crazy! That's like an antique, and it's so good." Blah blah blah.
Well, it's not
So
that I don't like Gundam the universe. Like in older
well, not funny
anime,
if you did.
okay. It's really hard to animate like big moving things. So every time I would watch one of like the old big mech battle suit things, it was
Yeah,
super boring because they would slowly
yeah.
punch and then slowly like stand there
Oh
with their hands together or
no,
stuff like that.
but this one's new.
This one's
It's
new. Okay.
yeah. Oh my god, it's so pretty. I love this
Yeah.
fucking movie. And the main character, maybe this is just a me thing.
I hate main characters
Is
too because they always have the plot armor
ooh,
that they have to win.
ooh, ooh. But this one, this guy, the main character, Mikazuki, is just a fucking heartless, soulless corpse, and he just kills without remorse. And he's just so good because I think it's him and his whole team. It's funny because they're all child soldiers, and so you're just like, oh shit. So everything is much more dramatic just because they're
You
children.
need to watch Gurren Lagann, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that after Iron Blooded Orphans.
Okay,
But
because like you will like the main character Simon because he isn't
yeah,
like a normal main character, and also like it is a Gundam like show,
yeah,
and it's fucking amazing. I would heavily recommend it.
yeah. I don't know. It's just the fact that the main character is just heartless, and yet he's so interesting because of everybody else around him and his friends and stuff. The fact that they could just pull that off so well in the main, like the theme behind everything is just so, oh my god, it's almost exactly the same as Berserk, so maybe that's why.
Oh,
But
interesting. Do
it's
I have
just
to watch the other Gundam stuff to watch this one?
no, absolutely not.
Okay, but it's in the Gundam universe.
Yeah, it's like really far ahead in the Gundam universe, so everything's different.
Okay, rad. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, god, it's I love it.
God, it's so good. Oh my god,
It's,
so good.
I finished Dexter.
How was
That was
that?
a while ago, though. I think I just didn't bring it up. It was all right.
Oh, word. Okay.
Anyways, I mean,
Wasn't anything to write home about.
the ending was cool. I don't know. It just towards the end, I think, unfortunately, because they were taking off of Netflix,
Yeah.
it was like a race against time to finish it,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
and that kind of made it annoying.
I feel that. Yeah, that recently happened with Bleach and me. Like I was going
Yeah,
to not skip the first like filler arc. I was like, I'm liking the show. I'm liking the show a lot, so I just want to like grind through this real quick. And I started grinding the filler, and it was just like not as good as the normal stuff. And I was like, I need to take a break. And then I
so
came
should I?
back, and I was like, this show's fucking amazing. Yeah, skip the filler. It's not worth it.
Okay, I'll do that
Because
then.
like the show is literally like a 10 out of 10 without the filler.
Okay,
It's
sweet.
easily my favorite of the big three.
Okay, sick.
Fucking
I'll have to check
amazing.
it out.
I heavily recommend it. I just got past. Do you know? Can I say spoilers? Will you care?
No, because I'm gonna watch it.
All right, word. I
Yeah.
reached a really fucking dope fucking fight.
Okay.
Like I don't know. I remember like just seeing it and I was like, what the hell happened with the animation? It was all like slow, like old anime fighting style, like they usually do. And then one of the characters is like fucking hopping around, just kicking shit, and I was like, what the hell is going on? I love this. And that's coming from someone who doesn't usually like the old animation style. Like this show is legitimately so good. I would recommend it to any person who's in the anime, but it's criminally underrated.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
no one likes it. I don't know what. Like it's not that they don't like it; they just don't want to watch it. And I don't know why. Cause like it's amazing.
Yeah. I
And I have,
still
huh?
the only thing I wouldn't say is it's not I don't think it's a beginner show. I don't think any
It
show in
isn't. No,
Pillar is a beginner
no, no, no.
show.
I disagree. Naruto's a beginner show, and that has a lot of filler.
Yeah, I don't know. It was for me because I was fine with skipping and
Well,
just sitting
I
through it.
think for
But
anyone because I actually thought about this recently. I actually had a really in depth thought about it because I was like, why are Dragon Ball and Naruto such good beginner shows for almost anyone who start watching anime? Because like almost everyone who watches anime nowadays, they start with like Dragon Ball, My Hero, Hunter x Hunter, stuff like that. And I think
yeah,
the reason why is because they're so different from the normal Japanese culture, you know? Because like it's Naruto, like they call Naruto by his first name. Goku is just Goku, and they don't have to
yeah,
like worry about the fact that, for example, everyone calls Ichigo Kurosaki, and they're like, why the hell is everyone getting called by the last name? But like since it's their first anime, they don't know what that means, and all that stuff like that. And Naruto and Hunter x Hunter and Dragon Ball, they don't have all those like typical anime kind of trope things, you know.
right. Yeah,
So
I get that.
I think that's the reason why they're good starter anime. I know that sounds weird, but you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Yeah, yeah,
That is a good thought.
yeah. I have those sometimes. Not a lot though.
Every
Just
once in a while.
sometimes. Yeah. Like once in a blue moon. What's a blue moon?
I don't know. I think it's
No.
just a moon that doesn't happen every once in a while.
Oh, word. I was really hoping you'd say I think that it's a moon that is blue.
Well, I mean,
I know
I
it's not
guess
it's not blue. It definitely isn't.
it's
So don't you dare say
oh, okay. I don't
that.
know. I don't know anything about the fucking moon.
There was a time last year, I think in October, where the moon was just fucking so big and it was really bright. Like so much so that I was driving at like 11 o'clock at night and I didn't have my headlights on and I could see the road completely fine. This is
Huh.
has nothing to do with
Being a shark.
media. I'm very sorry about that.
That's my number one anime thing.
Moon?
I
Big
know there's
moon?
a lot of anime things, but I want a fucking Sharingan so bad. I want to
Oh.
be able to turn it on and off.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Like I don't need it right now.
Personally, if I could choose anything, I would choose to have Goku powers because he is the strongest. And I'm not like I'm a big Dragon Ball head, but like the only I promise you, if you went up to me and said Dragon Ball is garbage, I'd be like, I can see it, you can see that. I don't go, yeah, but can you beat Goku? I'm not that kind of kid.
Right. Yeah.
But like
Exactly.
Goku is objectively the strongest character in all of anime. So if I had a choice
Yeah.
for any powers, I would definitely choose that one.
Fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
because no matter how fast your Sharingan is, I'm gonna kick your shit in.
Right. Or if you can't immediately kick my shit, you're gonna go back and do something that would make you kick my shit.
What does it even mean?
Like when Goku can't beat somebody, he's like, "Oh, well, either I'll go to this place and train, or I'll just be better." If it
I'm
makes sense.
confident that if you just are Sasuke, I will kick your ass in my base form.
Well,
If
is
the show
that Goku?
what as Goku, yeah. If you're Sasuke and I'm Goku, I'm wrecking your shit in my base form.
I don't know. I never
I
liked to. I don't. For fighting against main characters is so tough for me because then I go, "Oh, well, but like Sasuke would figure out some kind of way
no,
to
he would not.
get
He would
around it."
not. Like if
But
we're talking about
that's
legitimately
because
who
that's
they
the
are,
movie, the plot.
okay, there's
Like
no
the plot
plot. It's
makes you do that.
Jack, we're gonna bring this back, okay? They're in the football field, okay? There's no plot. They have to kick the shit out of each other. Goku is wrecking Sasuke's shit.
I don't even. I don't want to say either side because
It's not even a debate. I can't believe you're doing this right now.
no, but mm,
In Dragon Ball, I mean, in anime, it takes a power level of 300 to blow up a planet. Goku's is beyond god level.
yeah,
I am
I
literally turning into the Goku, Kitty Goku though kind of kid because you're making
I
me
was gonna
mad.
say this is exactly what you told
No,
me
I'm
about.
just saying. I that's not my only argument, but I'm saying if you it's not true. Like it simply isn't.
I get what you're saying.
Whatever. Like I'm not even like I I don't care. I like people the main argument shut up, stop laughing. It's making me mad. The argument for Saitama being stronger than Goku is that Saitama's a joke character. In that sense, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, but Saitama's fist like only parted clouds while Goku can blow. Like I don't give a shit. Like it doesn't matter. Like, but in the form of Sasuke has more strength than Goku, it's not true.
I don't think he is. No, absolutely, he doesn't have more strength. But I think Sasuke is marginally smarter.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter if I'm gonna be moving faster than the speed of light.
Yep. I don't want to get into it.
Yes,
This is gonna take
I
so
want to get
long.
into it. Get to talk.
No, it's
Go.
gonna take so
You know
long.
what? We could just do it on the anime episode next week.
Yeah, we can do
Whatever. Fuck you. I didn't watch anything else this week.
that.
I just
But
watched
yeah,
Bleach.
Bleach.
Oh fuck. I did watch something this week. I texted you about it a little bit. The Draga from the Drawfee guys.
Oh yeah, what was that
It was
about?
it was like it was a Dungeons and Dragons, but like all and instead of like the dungeon master going, this is your situation, tell me how you would do it. He was like, this is your situation, draw a way out of it. And they had like
Yeah.
boards and stuff like that, and they drew pictures for all of it. It was sick. It was creative, and I very much enjoyed everything that they did with it. I'm not doing a good job of telling you what it's about, but I don't really want to spoil it because a lot of it
Yeah,
was
just
very
watch
just
it.
fun. It's very long though, so you're gonna have to sit down for a while. because
Yeah.
there's 10
Okay.
episodes and each ones are like about an hour long.
Oh well, that's not horrible.
Yeah.
I was thinking like fucking Critical Role long.
What's Can you please explain? Sorry.
That's like the biggest Dungeons and Dragons like thing, and it's every episode is like a dungeon, like a D&D session, so it's like
Oh,
4 hours or something, and then
that's
there's like
crazy.
600 episodes or something.
That is yeah,
So it's
that's a
just
lot.
ridiculous,
That's a
and
lot
I
of
just
drawings.
can't get through it. Yeah,
That is a lot of drawings. That's I I'd feel bad for their hands.
yeah, well, yeah, I would too.
Yeah, but I would check it out, especially you, because I know you're into
Yeah,
both of
I'll
those
probably
things.
watch it. I'll probably watch it after this,
Yeah.
actually.
I thought we had a conversation before about Drawfee. I thought you said that you checked them out. That's why I texted you about it.
No, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
I needed you to elaborate now because I remember you talking about it over text, but I was like, I'm not gonna be
Well,
able
I
to
mean, I
understand
mean,
this.
before this, like I remember maybe last year where I was like, "Hey Jack, do you know of the YouTube channel called Drawfee?"
Oh gosh, you might have last year. I wouldn't have remembered if you told me last year.
What? What? Why is your memory that bad?
It's just so minuscule, minuscule. I was like the rough one. Minuscule that I would
Oh
not
my
have
god,
remembered.
that was fucking funny. Holy shit.
Mimi school.
Mini school.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have remembered if you brought it up.
That's funny. Okay, yeah, check it out. The I read manga based on volume, not like chapters that come out online or stuff like that. The most recent volume for My Hero Academia and Black Clover came out, and I thoroughly enjoyed both. Um, My Hero is finally connecting with the spin-off series called Vigilantes, which I know
Mhm.
you don't know this, but I'm gonna talk about it for a little bit anyway. My Hero Vigilantes is a criminally underrated spin-off series that, in my opinion, which takes place I think 7 years before My Hero, and it focuses pro hero wise a lot on Eraserhead. And this last volume of My Hero, I know you don't care. I'm going to talk about it though. uh,
Other people do.
yeah, they had a big plot reveal related to one of the main villains and Eraserhead, and it was fucking amazing, and I just can't wait to watch it animated. And this is the last volume before the quote unquote war arc in My Hero, and I'm a big My Hero fan because I got into it probably I think it was my third anime I've ever watched. Um, and this arc is gonna be fucking amazing. It might be one of the best like shonen arcs of all time in my head because just the hype that they've built for it by the last two volumes being just fucking absolutely astronomical, and the plot being super well written in the show, and you like both the heroes and the villains. And then whenever at the end of this last volume they showed the lineup like as they're approaching the war area of the heroes and the villains, and it just looks so fucking badass. And I don't think I've been more excited for something since Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power was coming. I'm like a fucking little child getting excited over this shit. And I know that sounds stupid, but like, yeah,
No, I get what you're saying.
yeah, you should really get back into it. My Hero is amazing.
Yes, perhaps at
I'm
some
not
point.
one of the weird fans, by the way. Like, I don't think people do shit on My Hero a lot, mainly because the fan base is garbage, and I do agree it is fucking disgusting. But you can't look at the fan base and say that the show is bad because the fan base is bad, because the show is actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about why the fan base is garbage. We're just going to leave it like that. If you want to get into it, you can look it up.
Yeah. I'll look it up.
Yeah, don't. Black Clover. There was a time skip, and Asta is now beefier than a cake.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's fucking massive now. And it only was 6 months, so I want to know what workout plan he did.
I might watch that soon. I don't know. I have a lot of things I have to
I
watch
would
soon.
recommend watching it, but I would recommend getting something. Like, if don't buy the books though. That's kind of not a regret because it looks really badass having 23 books lined up on my shelf, 24 books lined up on my shelf. But
Yeah.
it's good, but not to the point that I would say it's justified spending that money.
Yeah.
So just like
That's
read
fair.
it. I would say the manga is better than the anime in my opinion because some of the anime is just like animated terribly.
Yeah.
But I would recommend getting to it eventually. Just don't buy the volumes.
I think I subscribe to Shonen Jump, and I think it's
Really?
on there.
Yeah, it is on there.
Yeah, so
You
I'll just watch
subscribed to
it.
Shonen? Was that for Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, it was for Chainsaw Man, and then like Jujutsu Kaisen is on there, and Promise
Really?
Neverland, which I'm currently reading.
Huh.
Um,
Wait, did you read Jujutsu Kaisen or did you watch that?
I read the first like volume, I think,
Hmm.
and then I was like, oh, they have an anime, so I'll just watch the anime. So I'm watching the anime, and I haven't picked, and I kind of just want to follow the anime, so I'm not
Yeah, I
really.
understand that. People are really uppity about the anime. And I don't really get
Yeah,
it, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna wait till that one fully comes out. Like I
yeah,
said, I like binging them. But
right, right.
I don't know if you have anything more to say, but I'm gonna cut it off here because we're kind of getting into pure anime territory, and that's like the design of next
Right, yeah.
episode.
That's
So
tomorrow or not tomorrow.
yeah,
Christ,
tomorrow.
said
I
that.
really, oh my god. I mean, we technically could. No, that's
We
a bad idea.
could,
Never mind. Nope.
but
No, it's
we
fine.
drop a shit ton of stuff on Steven. So,
Yeah, that I would feel so bad for him. Okay.
yeah, no,
All of
I'm good.
your wait, what?
I'm good.
We gotta stop
I
talking over each other. That's all my bad though, because I talk a lot.
yeah,
I'm
I
so
have
sorry
a
for anyone who listens and doesn't. Oh my god, I did it again. I'm so sorry.
you
I
monster.
need to find a new profession.
No, I got everything out.
Okay, cool. Me too. Adios, everyone.
Okay, see you guys.
Bye.